Okay, now for a very big announcement. Hello everyone, welcome to my June monthly reset. It's here again. It is that time of the month where I share all my favorite things, the books I read, and go over all my goals, my expenses, what I did well, what I didn't do well, what I'm working on for the next month. And I'm really excited for this one. There's some big updates here, okay? Some big goals were accomplished in May. I have some exciting news for June. So yeah, thank you guys for being here, for watching these. Also, I'm filming this on Memorial Day and it's so gloomy out. It is not giving summer vibes. It is not giving June vibes, which I'm sad about, but that's okay. I wore this little, it's actually a dress, but we're using it as a top. But I wore this blue gingham dress to try to give off some fun June summer vibes because I'm ready for it. You guys know June is one of my favorite months. It's gonna be a very busy one, a crazy month actually, but I'm very excited for it. These videos tend to be a little bit longer, so without any further ado, let's just get into it. Grab your journals, grab your planners, grab your Notion template tracker that, you know, I created and shared with you guys at the beginning of the year to go over our goals and everything, and we'll get started. I use my Notion goals tracker along with my daily planner. This is from my stationery brand. This is the coffee color, but I'm almost done. I think I may need a new color for the second half of the year, so let me know. Also, I think I want to do like a 6-month or like half year reset. There's just gonna be a lot of like middle of the year, 6-month and life changes type videos coming July, so get excited for those. The pages you guys see on the screen here are what's in the planner. You can purchase them. Now's the perfect time to grab a planner actually for the second half of the year because these are 6 months long, so it'll last you through December and you'll be good to go. But I'm gonna turn to my new month spread. Okay, so the first thing that I like to go over is my core memories from the previous month. So in May, trying to think of all my favorite things that I did, things that just really stuck out. May was a fun month. I went home for Mother's Day. I had a really sweet trip home. I got to be a part of a cool work photo shoot for a new launch with my part-time job, like help the shot list, direct a little bit, take social content for that photo shoot, which was really cool. And I went on some cool dates, met some cool people. So that's been really fun too. I normally don't talk about that stuff and I'm not going to talk about dating really on my channel, but I'm proud of myself for doing that and I'm glad I did. And if you want to know a little bit more about like where I'm at in life, just in general, how I'm doing, you can go check out my most recent video. Is talking about like a year of growth and redirection, and yeah, I share a little bit more in that, and then I'll be sharing more soon too. I achieved one of my huge goals from the previous month, which we'll get into. That was like the #1 win, honestly. Like that was just amazing. And then like I said, just like trying new things, putting myself out there. I think that was another huge win, making time for friends and family. All good things. This month flew by. I actually can't believe May's over. To improve next month are just more lows. I feel like I don't really have anything to improve besides maybe sleeping a little bit better at night. I feel like my sleep has been a little bit off because I've been so busy and doing so many things and going and doing so many plans that I haven't prioritized sleep. But honestly, that's okay. It's like right now it's not a time to prioritize sleep. And when I say that, guys, I usually do get like 6 to 7 hours a night. Not as much as I would love, but that's okay. We're enjoying life. We're having fun. Also, just a low is my eye. You guys are probably just gonna only look at this now, but I have had like an allergic reaction to something and my eye has been so flared up. You can see, I think you can see the difference. I was just trying to film some short form content and it looked horrible. I'm so upset. It's really hard when your job is like partially your face and then I like feel like I don't look myself. So this eye is slightly swollen because of that. It's really annoying me. It's been happening for a little over a week now. But hopefully I got some medicine, so hopefully it's gonna get better. But geez, like I need to be able to be on camera. Then in the planner, we have the life balance scale where I rate each area of my life 1 to 5. This is just to get an overall idea of like, how am I doing? Am I living a balanced life? No one can ever be like living perfectly balanced, but we try our best, right? And this is like a good way to track that. So for work, I'm giving myself a 5 out of 5. And again, you'll see why in a second with my goals. Personal, I'm giving myself a 3 out of 5. I feel like I've done a good job of staying on top of things for myself. Going into wellness, I'm gonna give myself a 5 out of 5 because I've been, again, hitting a lot of my wellness goals. So personal and wellness, been doing really good. Social, also 5 out of 5. again. This month I had kind of killed it in all areas, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm just doing really good. Social, 5 out of 5, just because again, been seeing friends, going on dates, been very social actually. But that does bring us to finances, which has not been a priority this month as much. And so we're gonna give myself a 2. Even though, as you'll see in the budget with me, I wasn't too far off my budget, but I just feel like my finance goals and stuff haven't been top of mind, and that's okay. Again, you go through different seasons of life. Hobbies, I'm gonna give myself a 3. Okay, so now let's get into what I'm really, really excited to talk about, and that is my goals. So we're gonna go over the goals that I set for myself in May, end of April, beginning of May, and then we're gonna set some new goals for June. Because you're on YouTube, you guys know more about this than I haven't shared this on, I think, any other socials, but if you've watched my other reset videos, you guys know I've been getting my real estate license. I started doing the courses in like January. I would wake up at like 5:30, 5 a.m., put in an hour of work to get this course done before I like start my day. And I did that consistently, and then finished the course in end of March, took the tests in April. I did end up passing. I passed the national one on my first try, and the state exam I had to retake. I failed the first time, passed it the second time. I was very nervous. But I did it, guys. I passed the real estate exams, which for Tennessee, which is very exciting. I met with a brokerage, and now I'm just waiting on a few final documents from the government and stuff that I need to be able to submit my application to get my license. So I'm very close to achieving this goal. Like I said, I'm filming this on Memorial Day, so we still have about a week left of May. So I'm really hoping that by the time June 1st rolls around, I have everything I need and I can get my real estate license in the state of Tennessee, which has been a goal of mine for a while. I'm gonna do a video talking about why I decided to get it now. I literally said in my last reset video, if this is all I achieved in May, then I would be happy about it. Big, if I can do that in May, like that is a huge life goal that I've accomplished. So that's like my #1 big goal. If I only do that in the month of May, I'll be happy. And I did it. So it's a really great feeling. I'm really proud. I'm just very excited for this next chapter. I don't know if I'm gonna share content on it or not. I don't know if anyone's interested in like my real estate journey. So we'll wait and see the vibes. But why do I keep saying vibes in this video? Sorry, that's annoying. We'll wait and see what you guys want. But I'm just really proud of myself. It's been a big goal. And now the real work happens, because one of the main reasons I got this license was to sell my family's home in East Tennessee. And I'll be doing that in June. So we'll save that for the June goals. The second big goal I had for May was to go to a Pilates or workout class 3 times a week. You guys know I've been trying to hit my 10K steps every day since like February. I am pretty consistent with that, not every single day, but very consistent. And I checked this one off too, because I ended up getting like an unlimited 2 weeks at a local Pilates studio in Nashville. And so the past 2 weeks have been going like 5 times a week. So we hit this goal by far. So that's why I gave myself a 5 out of 5 in wellness. Consistent Dream Daily posting, also checking this off. I hired a content specialist like for Dream Daily. She gives me a few posts every month. So it's been a lot easier to be consistent with posting on those socials. I think you guys have really been liking the posts on Dream Daily. Mini goals were to hit 10,000 steps a day. Let me see what my average was. That may be easier, because it wasn't every day that I was getting 10,000, but probably like some days I got like 12 or 15,000. So I wonder if my Aura app will show me my month. I'm at 104%. I think 100% would mean I'd be hitting 10,000 steps. So that means we're checking it off. On average, I walk 10,000 steps a day. Read 3 books. I did not, you know what? I may finish this one in this last week, but as of now, I've only read 2 books. And then I want to eat out less than 3 times a week. Has this happened? I feel like I'm close to 3 times a week, maybe 3 times a week on my own. But like I said, I have been going on dates, so that's added things in, going to have drinks, going to have dinner, whatever. So maybe I didn't hit that goal, but that's okay, honestly, because I'm more proud of myself for going on dates than just like staying in. So there we go. I know you all who watch my videos are also super motivated, goal-oriented, love checking things off the to-do list. So I know you guys can relate to that feeling of just like achieving a goal that you've had set for yourself for a while. I'm someone who's always like, okay, I achieved that, now on to the next thing. Like I passed my real estate exams and literally like I had a second of relief, and then I was like, okay, now I gotta call a brokerage. And then I met with the brokerage and I'm like, okay, I have to do this and this to get my license. Like I just am, and then now once I get my license, I'm like, okay, what do I have to do to like sell this house? So it's a lot going on in my head. So I feel like I'm someone that always just like rushes to the next goal, and I want to be a little bit better about recognizing and cheering myself on and like taking a moment to be proud of myself. And I feel like that's where these videos help me, because I'm actually reflecting. I'm like, okay, I did a lot this past month, or maybe I didn't do a lot this past month, but that's okay because this happened and that was more important to focus on than my goals. And so these videos, filming them every month for years, I've done this now, is really helpful for me to reflect. And so I highly recommend for you guys to reflect too, whether it's by watching these videos and then jotting down your own goals, journaling about them, having monthly coffee chats with a friend like designated to talk about your goals with one another. That's always really fun. Just take some time every month to reflect on your previous month and think about what you're proud of yourself for doing, or like, did you try new things? Did you maybe not hit that goal, but you got really close? That's an accomplishment too. So do it for yourself as well. And you guys help me reflect too. Okay, now for a very big announcement. I'm kind of hiding here in the middle of this video, but I will do a dedicated video on this and what's happening. But June, this is crazy to say. Why do I feel like I'm gonna cry? June is my last month living in Nashville for the foreseeable future, I will say. Yeah, I am moving out of Nashville in June, which is, again, so crazy because this has been something I literally at the beginning of 2025 had no idea that I would be doing. I really thought I was gonna stay in Nashville for a little bit longer. Again, I'm going to do a video talking about where I'm moving, what my plan is, and a little bit more about like the why, but I just wanted to quickly mention it in this video because I have a lot of goals that are around just like enjoying my last month here in Nashville. And it's bittersweet because I love this city. I've been here for 7 years. So I've been in Nashville for a while. It's changed a ton. I've met so many people over the past 7 years here. I feel like I have such a great community all over the city, and that's what's going to be hardest to leave. But at the same time, I'm also really excited for change. I'm someone who enjoys change. I love challenging myself and doing new things and not getting stuck or bored in my life. And it's not that I was bored here in Nashville, but I just was like, you know what, kind of in the spring, I was like, my lease is up early July. What if I just moved and tried somewhere different? I'm 25, turning 26 this year. Now's the time to do it. And I've always lived in Tennessee. I'm from East Tennessee, so I've never lived outside of the state. And I'm excited to share with you guys where I'm moving. Leave your guesses in the comments, actually. So I'm technically moving like 2 places, but I won't get into it here. Leave your guesses in the comments of where you think I will be like this time next year. Let me know. But I'm excited to see where you guys think I'm moving. Big goals for June. I want to make the most of this month. I have a bucket list of just little things, usually stuff that I like or things that I've just always wanted to do here in Nashville. Soak up all Nashville has to offer. And then also another goal, move and pack. So I have to pack up this apartment, pack up my dream daily stuff, which is a lot, and move. So there will be moving content coming probably early July, end of June, early July. So that's always fun. And then my next goal is back to real estate. I am planning on selling my parents' house in this summer, hopefully June, but this summer. And so that is a huge goal, huge goal, also selling a freaking house. So yeah, that's also on the list in the midst of all of this. Can you guys tell like why June is going to be so insane? My roommate's also getting married. Like, it's just a crazy month. And then my last, or I guess this could be a mini goal, is to pay off $2,500 in debt. Because if you guys know, my goal for the year has been to pay off, I think, $10,000 in debt. And so I broke this up into quarters. So after quarter 1, I paid off $2,500 total towards student loans and my car. And then this quarter ends in June, quarter 2 ends in June. So pay off another $2,500 total. And I think I'm at like $1,000 already between the past 2 months. So I need to put another $1,500 down, and then also just keep up with my health and wellness to an extent. Like I said, I'm really proud of myself of the progress I've made with my health and wellness journey so far this year, but also, like I said, bigger than that even is to enjoy my last month in Nashville. So if I want to go out and have a drink, if I want to go out to eat with friends that I know I'm not going to live near for long, I'm going to do that. And yeah, I can't believe I'm sharing that finally. That's kind of crazy to officially put out there, but it's happening and I have to come to terms with it, sadly. May was a crazy month, faced a lot of fears, did a lot of things. June, I think, is going to be even crazier, but I'm excited for it. Like I said, I love a challenge, and this next stage of my life, I think, is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but also a lot of fun and exciting. And I'm of course excited to bring you guys along with me. Like, I could never not. You guys are part of everything I do since I was like 15 years old. So you will be there every step of the way. Okay, with that being said, I think it's time to transition to the next portion of this video, which I've been doing my budget with me's in my resets recently, and I've really liked the change up. So we're gonna go get cozy and look at how much money I spent in May and set a budget, a non-existent budget maybe. We'll try to set a budget for June. Okay, let's go. Okay friends, like I said, we are going to do my monthly budgeting now. I love sharing my budget with me's because one, it gives a realistic idea of how much it costs to live in Nashville. If you're thinking about moving to Nashville or another popular like young city, this can give you an idea of how much I spend living here. It also is a great way to kind of compare and contrast other people's finances in their 20s. I'm 25 years old, so I'm not saying this is what you should be spending or that I'm the best example or that I'm awful at spending. I feel like I'm just somewhere in the middle. So I like watching these videos to like compare and contrast and be like, oh, she spends more on shopping, but I spend more on eating out. That's good to know. Okay, Spruce, he like never uses that scratcher, but of course has to right now. And then also it just keeps me accountable. Like, I love sharing this with you guys. I think talking about money and finances has started to become a little more popular than it was in the past, and I love that because that's how we all learn. Let's go ahead and pull up my monthly spreadsheet. If you've never watched one of mine, kind of what I do is I track everything in my credit card app and then I fill it in here, and this just allows me to see the income. I don't share my income, but it shows my income on here, and then as well as all my expenses. Okay, so let's start with this expense. Gas, budgeted 50, spent 65, pretty good. Lyft and Uber, budgeted 50, spent 39, also good. Coffee out, I brought down my coffee budget a little bit more this month than normally. I think normally it's around $40. I budgeted 30, I spent 37, still in the range. Eating out, I've done a pretty good job. Again, I'm filming this obviously a few days before the end of the month, so I could spend a little bit money out this weekend, but it's actually helpful for me to do this now because I'm seeing that I budgeted $250, I've spent $210 on eating out, so I could spend another $40 this weekend on eating out and still be within that budget. However, other places in my budget I have gone over already, like groceries. I budgeted $300 and I spent $359. In my last budget with me, I shared how I've started shopping a little bit more at like Whole Foods and Sprouts and really trying to buy like higher quality supplements and things like that. And a lot of you guys were like, how are you only spending $300 and you're shopping at Whole Foods? Let me explain real quick. I don't buy all my food at Whole Foods and Sprouts. I only go in for like select things like coconut cult or kefir or good culture cottage cheese or Malk almond milk, like things that are harder to get at like Trader Joe's, I will buy at Whole Foods, Sprouts, Publix, Kroger. And then I still go to Trader Joe's a lot for like my basics, like my sourdough bread, my frozen fruit, frozen veggies, fresh produce. I try to get it like Kroger, Publix. All this to say is I go now to like all the grocery stores in my area. I used to only shop at Trader Joe's, but now since I've been wanting to get more select items like Goodle's protein pasta or Catalina Crunch protein cereal, like those more niche goods that are only sold at like Whole Foods and Sprouts, I get those there. But then the rest of my grocery shopping, I do try to go to Trader Joe's or Kroger or Publix even. It's a little more expensive, but I get groceries from literally all the grocery stores now instead of only shopping at Trader Joe's, which I used to do. So yeah, I hope that explains a little bit. Maybe I'll do like a grocery breakdown video, or I need to just do a vlog where I like show a little grocery haul soon. Maybe I'll do that. Entertainment, I budgeted 50. I spent 33 on, I think this was, what was this for? Oh, I went to the zoo with my friends, and so that ticket was $33. Beauty, I thought I was only gonna get my eyebrows done. I ended up getting my hair trimmed as well. So that came to $110. Shopping / personal, I budgeted $200, which is higher than in previous months. I've just been like in a shopping kick. I've just been like cleaning out my closet, wanting new items for the summer, for events and things. So, oh well, I spent $285. I got new cowgirl boots for like CMA Fest. I know I'll wear them all the time, things like that. Gifts, I didn't buy any specific gifts this month, but I did put my $50 into my like gift sinking fund, which if you guys don't know, I have a high yield savings account with SoFi, and in there I have like my general savings, my taxes, and then a travel and gift fund to just accrue over the year. So gifts, and then $150 goes into that to the travel fund. $80 was spent on Spruce. and no other random expenses. So in total, I went over budget, but that's okay. I wanted to spend about $1,300 and I spent about $1,400 this month. So not too bad for my variable expenses. Honestly, I'm like kind of shocked, I think. And then you guys know I share these every month, so I don't feel like I have to share them, but here's a glimpse into like my fixed expenses. My camera's gonna die. Okay, so let's move over to June. As you just heard, June is a really big month. And so I know I'm gonna spend more in like eating out, coffee, entertainment, that kind of stuff. And then I maybe will spend a little bit less in like groceries, shopping. Like I just wanna focus on activities and going out and having fun. So for gas, I'm gonna keep it 50. Lyft and Uber, I'm gonna change to 75 just because, again, going out in Nashville, enjoying my last month here. Coffee will raise to 40. There's so many good coffee shops I need to go to. Eating out will raise to 300, but groceries I'm gonna keep at 300. Actually, no, I'm gonna lower to 250 because I can't be leaving groceries in this apartment. Entertainment, I'm gonna move to 75. Beauty, I know I'm gonna get my eyebrows done. Maybe I'll get a pedicure, so I'll move that to 75-ish. Shopping and personal, I'm gonna try to bring this down to 100 because again, just previous months I've been shopping a lot, but I feel like I have everything I need for my last month here. Gifts, I will keep at 100 just in case. Actually, I need a Father's Day gift. So I'll do 100 because of my gift fund and buying a gift for him. Spruce will keep at 100. Travel, I'll keep it at 150 just for my travel fund. And then other is good at 50. Okay, so again, if I could stick around $1,300 to $1,400 in spending for June, that would be great. Check in on my July reset to see if I did this or not. Okay, that is it for my monthly budget. This was like a speed budget, as you could see, because I'm running low on battery. And so it doesn't take too long to set a budget and to track your expenses. As long as you keep up with it, you're good, I promise. It's not gonna take a whole day. Before we get into the content corner, I wanted to talk about two fun things that I have been doing. This first one isn't as fun, but it's so helpful. As you guys heard me talk about my plans for June, it's a lot. And this morning I woke up feeling really overwhelmed and just like, how am I gonna do this? I have so many work deadlines. I have so many big things I need to do between moving, Dream Daily stuff. For my part-time job, big launches and due dates and everything. And I was just feeling really overwhelmed. And so my favorite thing to do when I'm feeling overwhelmed with work is to make a game plan, okay? So I also did this with my life coach this morning. So this is like a really great tool that even life coaches recommend. And it is to brain dump everything that you have to do, everything that's stressing you out, everything that's clouding your brain, like literally just, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It can be the messiest handwriting ever. It could be a paragraph. It could be a list. Just write out everything that's on your mind that's stressing you out. And then think on that and be like, okay, I am overwhelmed by this list. I have a lot to do, whatever, but I do not equal overwhelm. I'm feeling overwhelmed, but I am not overwhelmed. Again, this is something I'm working through with my life coach, but it's like a very distinct difference in feeling emotions versus telling yourself you are those emotions. Like we can feel every emotion. We're supposed to feel every emotion in life. So you can feel stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, but you are not only those things. So that's what I tell myself is like, I'm feeling overwhelmed in this moment, really feel that, and then be like, but set that aside because I have so much more to me than this feeling. And I'm feeling this right now. I won't feel this way forever. Okay, that's the first little part to it. And then the second part is actually making a game plan for how you're gonna get these things done so that you don't feel overwhelmed. So I then went to my Google Calendar. You guys know I use my planner for like daily planning, and then I love using Google Calendar for like monthly planning and due dates that I need to like check even when I'm out because I don't take my planner everywhere with me, but I always have my phone. So I color coded my calendar for June, and I just started thinking of like, okay, for moving example, when do I need to do my last closet and apartment clean out? I put this Sunday. Okay, so all my moving stuff is in green on my calendar. So this Sunday I need to do a final apartment clean out. The next Sunday, I want to start packing my glasses and my kitchen items that I don't use all the time and maybe clean out my drawers. The next week, I want to pack up my books and my clothes just so that I can visually see like how it's going to get done. And as long as I stick to those due dates, I know that I can get it done. I did the same thing for my real estate license. I gave myself these like deadlines on my calendar of like, okay, I need to finish this section of the course by this date. I need to take the test by this date. I need to call the brokerage by this date. And it's seriously just giving yourself due dates for things in your life that don't even have to be work related, like moving or packing. I just put them on my calendar. I also have stuff for business, work related things like, okay, I need to post about this day. I need to film this day. I need to post this vlog this day. So I also have that categorized, but I wanted to talk about it in the sense of moving. So that is how I was dealing with the overwhelm from today. And it's honestly really helped being able to, one, thought download, journal it out, separate myself from this feeling, and then have an action plan and actually see, okay, I can do this. I can get through this next month and I can get everything done. I just have to put in the work. Okay. So, but now another form of planning that's more on the fun side is I have been planning my summer outfits in a fun way. I knew I wanted to, just like I said, I've been shopping more. I've been trying out new styles, figuring out my closet, buying new items, and I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of these items that I'm buying and like actually like the outfits that I'm wearing for CMA Fest or weddings or travel. And so using Cosmic, which they were a sponsor of a few videos ago, and I love them, it allows me to create this like mood board, and I'm basically taking images from Pinterest and then also images of items that I've actually bought or I've rented on Nuuly. Like I bought this little checkered dress, I bought brown cowgirl boots, I bought this skirt, I had this top, also items that you already have in your closet, put that on here too. Meanwhile, from Nuuly, I rented this little top, I rented this top from Nuuly, and then I'm like pairing the items together, and I'm working on this right now. It's definitely not done, but I have like my, okay, CMA Fest weekend, I have casual outfits. So this is a top I bought, and this is something from Nuuly. Here's like 2 inspos of like casual, cute clothes with brown boots that I bought. I have a brown sweater, I have a brown belt. So like pinning items from Pinterest and taking pictures of items from my closet. Like here's a photo of me. I have this dress that I can wear. I love polka dots for the summer. So I'm like looking for some polka dot items. So I'm slowly building out like my summer wardrobe on this Cosmic board. And Cosmic's like a free tool where you can do this. It's really cool. Or you can do it anywhere, but yeah, this has been really fun. It's like I'm like playing, you know, those games when you were younger and like you would like drag and drop clothes onto the Barbie doll to like dress them. That's what this feels like, but for my own closet. And it's a really fun way for me to like organize my summer outfits because if you're wanting to like try some new styles, figure out your style, recreate some Pinterest looks, just look cute and feel good this summer, highly recommend. And again, do this with items that you already own. Just like find them online or take pictures of you wearing them, throw them in here too. And now whenever I'm like, okay, I need like a cool, comfy outfit, let me go in here. Or I need a casual, cute outfit, let me go in here. Also, I know I always create like a summer bucket list in these videos, but I think I'm gonna do that in my July reset because when I move home, I'll have a lot more time to like do fun summer things like blueberry picking and outdoor movies and stuff. I feel like right now I'm focused on my Nashville list, which partly could be my summer bucket list, but I think I'm gonna create like a full cutesy summer bucket list for my new slow living era when I move home. It's gonna be a very much like countryside slow girl summer for the rest of the summer, July and August. So I'm gonna create my bucket list for that in my next reset video, just a heads up. We've made it to the end of this video, which means it is time for my content corner. I feel like I've watched and read a lot in May, not a lot, but some good things. So let's start with shows. Then I actually didn't watch any new movies, so won't talk about that, but I do have some books I want to share. So for TV, Survivor 48, favorite reality TV show. You guys know me. It was a good season. It was a weird season. Overall, I would maybe rate the season a 7. It was definitely not my favorite. It was kind of boring because everyone was so loyal and trustworthy and nice to each other, which is refreshing to see on reality TV, but also I'm like, okay, where are the blind sides? This is predictable. But in the end, spoiler alert, I'm really glad that Kyle won. I feel like he was deserving. The cast seems like a ton of great people. Wasn't the best TV, but it was enjoyable still to watch. And again, I'm really glad Kyle won. So overall, I rate the season like a 7 out of 10. Me and my roommate are currently watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We are only on episode like 4 or 5, so we're not done. But this show is just crazy. It's another show of just like, what the heck am I watching? I don't know if I can give a rating because it's just like, for me, these types of shows aren't something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Like I have to see the next episode. They're kind of just more fun to watch with friends and just like to laugh about, or when you just need something light in the background, or, you know, just something silly to watch. And so I do think it's really entertaining. Is it my favorite show in the world? No, but it's entertaining. And especially for someone who I don't always love reality TV like this, I'm still enjoying it. I watched the first episode of this new Netflix show called Sirens. I really, after the first episode, I'm like, what is the show about exactly? Like, what is gonna happen? Because I don't do like scary paranormal type things. And there was moments where I'm like, is there gonna be like, is she actually, like, what's happening? Like, is this woman crazy? Like, is one of the main characters crazy? Like, what's happening? I looked up, not spoilers, but like kind of the synopsis online, and from what I can tell, it's not actually like paranormal or thriller-esque. It just has some like elements, maybe like White Lotus a little bit, but I also didn't watch White Lotus, so take that with a grain of salt. But I don't know if I'm going to continue watching it or not. The first episode was entertaining enough for, when did I watch it? Like on a Saturday night. I just needed something to put on, but I don't know if I'm going to end up watching it. If you guys have watched Sirens, let me know if I would like it and if I should continue watching it. My reading goal for 2025 was 50 books. I am pretty behind on that, I think. I have not been reading a ton this year, and that's okay. That's just because I've been so busy with life, which is good too. Maybe over the summer though. I think like summer and fall, I'll have a little bit more time to read, so maybe we'll catch up. But for now, I'm happy with the pace. I've been reading about like 2 books a month. So the first book that I finished, this also was a huge book, so I'll give myself that, was Fearless. This is the 3rd book in the Powerless trilogy. Powerless is one of my favorite YA fantasy romantasy reads. It is it's maybe one of my favorite like just fantasy reads, not even just YA specific. It is so good. I always say it's like Aladdin meets Hunger Games, and it's YA, so it's not super spicy, but there's a lot of romance, tension, and just great romance writing. So we love that. The second book was pretty good, just more, I feel like, a plot filler. I had high hopes for this one. I literally went to the author event for Fearless and like saw Lauren Roberts. And this book, I think overall I rated it like a 3.7, almost a 4, but maybe it could be a 4. Here's the thing with me, guys. I think I'm rating it lower because what I wanted to happen didn't happen. I wanted more of a love triangle in this book between the brothers, and that's not what she wrote. However, she did write a great book. It was fantastic. It had some good plot twists, some that I called like the big plot twist. I feel like it was pretty easy to figure out, but also this is a young adult book, so it's not supposed to be super difficult to read. But there were a few smaller plot twists that were just exciting and I didn't expect. I actually did really like the ending. Even though it wasn't the ending that I wanted, I was happy with it. And yeah, it can't top the first book. I just feel like the first book had so much tension and excitement. This one had a little bit more politics. It also had a little bit of like history, government history within the book, which is interesting. Overall, the trilogy series I would recommend to read. I did enjoy all 3 books. This one was probably my second favorite. I'd probably have to rate it first, then the 3rd, then the 2nd book. And I have also read the novella, which was sweet. And then I think she said, she kind of announced this at the event, that she's writing a 2nd novella in this series. This series, even though the trilogy is done, it's not completely done. So anyway, overall, really liked it. This is a long book. How long was this? 586 pages. So she did good. It was very entertaining. I don't know why right after I finished it, I was like, just below 4 stars. I finally freaking finished Onyx Storm. It has taken me 4 months to read this book. And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I don't think I'm going to continue reading the Aurelian, what is it called? What is the name of the series? But okay, Fourth Wing. I don't know if I'm going to continue reading this series. The actual book, Fourth Wing, was fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars, loved it. However, I feel like her character development is just lacking, and I've seen reviews say this too. I haven't read any of her other books, so maybe I'll try those. But with fantasy, I feel like you have to spend so much time world building and character developing. And like the fact that I was reading the last 100 pages and there were character names that definitely I should know who they are, and I had no clue who they are. I don't know if that's a fault on me for not reading this book well, or on the author for like not giving me enough context with all these people. But there would be random names pop up. I'm like, who the heck is this? It's like they're like in their friend group and I don't know who they are. and that just makes it hard to read a book that's so based on like characters and their powers and like their history and everything. So yeah, I think she has really, I think it is a great storyline. It is a great action, adventure, fun, fantasy book. Just towards the end of the book, I kind of lost steam for Xaden and Violet, and I just feel like the best way I can describe it is, we all know, well, maybe we all haven't read it, but everyone knows like ACOTAR is such a popular series, and I think it's because by the third book, especially, like pretty much by the end of the second book in that series, you are ride or die for that friend group. Like, you know who I'm talking about, you know, like Ryzen, Amryn, Azriel, Cassian, like, you know all of their individual personality types. It's very clear what each character plays in the friend group, and you are like ride or die. You feel like you're in this friend group. I think that's what this book needed, and it didn't have, because I'm very sorry if you like this book. It just was not my favorite. I am rating it, I think, like 2.7, because it also took me 4 months to read. So okay, I am 50% through the book called The Wedding People. This is one I started reading earlier in the year and then stopped it to read some others. And I just started it back up on my Kindle. I'm like renting it through my local library. And at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this book, but right now I'm really enjoying it. I may be getting into my like just fictional novel era, you know, not romance specific, not fantasy, not thriller, just like a classic novel, well-written book. I'm kind of been craving that. So The Wedding People, I will give my full review in my July reset. And then I did pick up another book at the bookstore yesterday. It's a similar vibe, because this is also just a novel, fictional novel called The Sirens. It of course caught my eye. This gorgeous cover just screams summer. I absolutely love it. And I think it's a mix of like historical fiction with a little bit of like mythological fantasy, which again, right up my alley. It's not super big, and I've been hearing it's getting good reviews. It's a Good Morning America book club pick by Amelia Hart. So I'm excited to read this either in June or July, but just had to show you guys because this screams summer. I love it. All right, guys, that is it for my June reset. I'm so excited for this month, for what's to come. I'm so glad that I shared with you guys that I'm moving, and I can talk more about that online, because it's been killing me, like making all these plans and doing all these things and stuff. And like everyone in my circle knows, like my friends, my family, work, everyone in real life knows that I'm moving, but I can finally tell you guys. So yeah, I'm still not gonna announce it probably on like Instagram or TikTok, but YouTube, you guys are first to know. And I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing, amazing month. I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.